David Michôd.
Michôd.
No, you see the things over the Michôd.
The movie that you're making me watch today is 2014. David Michôd's The Rover, chosen by Matthew Schwartz. What is your word?
My word?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put grounded. This is gonna happen. This exact thing could happen. The exact way that this looked, the exact way it went down. It seems like the most realistic way after a scenario of this magnitude. This is the most realistic way I've ever seen depicted on a movie before.
I see where you're going with that. It seems pretty realistic.
There's more than one
for,
word.
It wasn't post-apocalyptic.
Well, it was after a
necessarily.
financial collapse.
And it was. I liked how it was vague on that.
It was just.
very like
I think it was just after the collapse.
the collapse is all it was referred to, and it was like just how people were kind of just living this weird way, and I liked that about it, that it wasn't really.
It wasn't like
direct.
Hunger Games-y.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it. Because what I hate about those Hunger Games movies is the whole like political aspect, like the characters that are like trying to gain something from it. This was just what happened to the world and the way these people turned into what they did because of it. That's what was cool.
And this will kind of play into my word or phrase is nothing matters. Because in that world, it didn't seem like really anyone gave a fuck about anything. Like crime was just crime, but people didn't really care. It wasn't overran. It was just kind of like people were just fucking whatever.
Yeah.
People cared.
I don't know
People
if
were doing
cared.
whatever they wanted.
I think only what's his name? The main character.
Eric is the main character, but Guy Pearce is the
Guy
actor.
Pearce's character. He cared
Which Guy Pearce was great.
about the thing that we will eventually talk about, that what it all led up to.
His car.
His car, yeah. It all
How
starts with
great
the car.
was Guy Pearce, though? He was awesome.
Guy Pearce was really good in this. I really
Yeah.
like Guy Pearce.
And this is the first time that I saw Robert Pattinson and was like, damn, yo, Robert Pattinson's a great actor. This was before Good Time. This
Right.
was before High Life. This was before fucking... he's made so many like small roles, even the Devil all the time. But this was the first time that his first post-Twilight role that people took notice of how good of an actor he was. And this is the first time I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
this is actually-
It was a combination of this and Good Time where I was like, yo, this dude's a
PTR.
man.
Post.
And now he's fucking Batman, as we were talking about.
And now he's fucking
before.
Batman.
He's gonna be Batman.
He's gonna be Batman, which is cool. Emo Batman. Matt Reeves, the director, said his Batman's influenced by Kurt Cobain. That's who he made him influenced by the most, Kurt Cobain.
All right, that's cool, I guess.
It's kind of cool.
And in these times, emo Batman seems fitting.
I mean, Kylo Ren worked. He was emo Darth Vader.
Is he gonna be crying the whole time?
Oh, I hope not.
Does he cut himself?
I hope he gets cut.
I
You hope he gets
I
cut?
love
He uses
Adam
guns and
Driver,
shit,
but
though.
I never really liked Kylo Ren.
What? Kylo Ren was great.
Kylo Ren was great.
Best part
like
of the
a
trilogy
whiny
was
villain.
Kylo Ren.
What?
Sure, but the
Kylo
trilogy
Ren was
was
awesome. I thought he was great.
I thought he was
Yeah,
great. though.
mixed
And
opinions
yeah,
on
I
him.
do. I
Mixed
think he
opinions
is
on
like he's kind of like a little bitch, but that's like what he
He's
is.
emo.
He's like
Yeah.
he's like, oh, my grandpa was way cooler than I was. He doesn't even need the mask. He just wears the mask.
Even though he's way cooler than Darth Vader, he was cooler.
What?
Yeah, he was.
He
Cooler
was
than
not cool in
Vader.
Darth
I
Vader.
thought he was. The only Darth Vader
What?
that's cooler. The only Darth Vader that's cooler than Kylo Ren is Darth Vader in fucking the one where they
That's
all die
the
in the end.
same.
What
Is,
Darth
that's
Vader
the
was
same
that?
Darth
What
Vader.
movie was that? Oh, Rogue One.
There's
Yeah,
no
but
other Darth Vader.
But Darth Vader in that movie just had the coolest Darth Vader scene of all Darth Vader scenes. We just
Sure.
fucking murked all those people.
That's why Darth Vader's the dopest.
Oh, man, I wish he did more of that.
When
They
he
should make a
was-
Darth Vader movie,
Was
just
that
all
the,
about
was
him
that the
murdering
Hayden
people.
Christensen or the James Earl Jones?
Hayden
That
Christensen.
would have been both of them
Ooh,
at that point.
damn.
Yeah, because J.E.J.
Was
was
the voice, but Hayden Christensen
was
already-
still alive too, right? Because he dead now, right?
James Earl Jones? He's alive.
James Earl Jones
He's alive. I'm pretty sure he's alive.
I don't know.
I'm
For some
pretty
reason,
sure.
I feel like he's dead, but I don't.
I feel like
I'm
he's
not
dead.
sure.
Do you think James Earl Jones would survive this world that the Rover
Mufasa.
takes place in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be
I would
ruling
hate
shit.
to live in this world. I'd be pissed off. I couldn't take
Yeah,
showers.
you'd be so uncomfortable.
I'd be so fucking pissed off.
Yeah,
I couldn't
it's like-
shave.
You
It's
could
like-
you
it's
couldn't
like camping
order
forever.
you couldn't order Instacart.
I don't order Instacart, but I couldn't. You're right.
No Postmates.
You couldn't
I couldn't
DoorDash
order
Thai
nothing.
food.
Yeah, there's no grandma's Thai. There's no fucking spinach noodle.
What would you
fucking
do?
ramen.
Would you start? Would you start a restaurant? In like, I feel like that would be pretty lucrative in that time.
You know
Like
how
there was
much
that
work
diner.
That would be. How would you get all? Would you have to capture
You gotta
food too?
you gotta serve what you got.
Yeah.
That's what was like weird about that like world, because it was like, were the resources? It seemed like things were scarce, yet they still kind of had everything. Like they still had fuel when they needed it. There was no like ever concern for not having water. That's why it was like the
This is the
post.
thing.
The
I
world
don't-
was just sort of
it's
dystopian.
it's
It was
pre
strange.
it's pre where it's crazy bad. This is like the beginning.
Right.
Like this is the closest thing to us bad. Like everyone's like the world's gonna go to shit. This is the way I feel like it would be when it first started going to shit. Would be this movie.
It certainly reminded me of what COVID could have turned into,
Sure,
or like what
that's
we kind of
scary.
even mildly lived through of like the isolation of it all. Like kind of reminded me of that.
It was nothing like that. We never experienced anything like this movie. Though.
All right, well here's an easy comparison from right away. Like it's like the first Mad Max, because the first Mad Max was very like pre-turn. It was like
Well, in the
things
very
were running
beginning,
out.
what did it
was-
say? It said
it was
how many
Australia.
days after the collapse?
10 years after
10
the
years
collapse.
10
after.
years
That
after
was
the
in this
collapse.
movie.
So
Yeah.
it's quite. That's
So
quite.
people have been living.
That's pretty
living
deep
this way.
into the collapse.
Yeah.
But in the scheme of it, it's like the beginning of it. It's like how it's formed. Like the way it would start, and it would just get worse. And that would be. It ends up being Fury Road. Like 20 years down the lane, it's Fury Road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or even more.
Maybe-
It's hard to
yeah,
say.
yeah,
'Cause Mad Max, the first Mad Max, isn't like isn't the apocalypse. It's like almost. It's like on the fringe.
I think
and
the
then
budget
I think
just
number
wasn't good
two,
enough to be that good.
Yeah, but I think that in the story it was
was
supposed
like
to
a
still be like because they
low
still had the
budget.
cars, they still had the regular roads.
It
Yeah,
seemed
yeah.
like they still
like
had
that.
gas. They still had water. It wasn't like
Well,
people weren't going. But
Road
but,
warriors seemed like they were
but
more
the,
like
I think
competitive.
I
for
think
it.
that's why I think it was more of like a government collapse. It was like it was they.
in all the things I'm
there was
reading, it
still
says financial collapse under the plot.
There was nothing that
financial?
actually said that, but it made it feel as such because there was still some sort of army.
So yeah, the army was still rolling around in like little brigades.
But they were all fucking rogue, weren't they?
I think they were. Well, yeah, I think they were like rogue though. Like they're just doing
maybe.
kind of whatever they want. Like they're like fucking animal like pest control type people now.
I guess should we break it down? Should we get to that
Nah,
part?
I like the way we're going.
We're just going. We're just jumping around.
Well, what you said about the cars earlier though, I wanted to talk about because I watched the making of this, and David Michôd said the original idea for this movie was him and Joel were talking about. They were like, we want to have cars, we would have people driving around and fucking killing each other with cars. And that said that was the original thought. And then over like the cars for like 6 or 7 years, it just grew and became this.
Yeah, I liked how it was grounded. Honestly,
Yeah.
like it felt very like you said. It felt like this could actually be the result. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a zombie apocalypse where there's like
It seemed
tribes
absolutely
and
real.
cults and crazy shit. It was just
Yeah.
like this is what people would have just kind of gotten fucking shit got shitty, and then it was just there wasn't really. It was very lawless, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like over the top. It was just very.
Plus, it was set in a place that
Strange.
looks like a fucking desert wasteland because it's the
Right.
desert. It is
Yeah,
the
they're
desert,
out like
you know what I mean?
wherever they were coming from because it starts with the dude. How does it actually start? It starts with the dude at the diner, right?
It
Yeah,
starts
it's
with Guy
Guy
Pearce
Pearce
chilling in the
looking
car,
sad
and
eating
getting,
in the diner, getting a
drinking
drink.
a glass of water in the
Yeah.
diner. Yeah.
And then
Then
these
you-
people come up,
Yeah.
crash their car,
Yep. Cut
get
to
into
them.
their car.
They were clearly coming from some sort of
So-
crime
so
scene.
I'm
They
thinking
were, like, running
maybe-
away.
Maybe
from
it's not
something.
like completely lawless. There's still like law in maybe that area where they were coming from, but certainly out where they were. It's just in the middle of nowhere. They're in the boonies.
But yeah, those three guys were definitely running from something.
Yeah.
And they established they left someone behind. The
Few
one guy
people,
was
right?
shot, and they were like arguing, and then the argument caused the car accident. And you get that dope shot of like the window where
Guy Pearce is eating.
Guy Pearce
Yeah.
is just sitting there on the
Sitting
bar,
there.
and then like
Car
the
just-
car rolls past it.
Yeah.
And from
And the
there,
music is playing that music
Yeah.
is blasting. It's super like upbeat.
right. And then from there they steal Guy Pearce's car,
Yeah.
and then Guy Pearce's clearly has an attachment to this car. He follows it, he chases them down. That's what I liked about the opening, because like you don't really sure what was going on. You're just kind of like you were just
no
dropped
idea.
into this moment of like with these people.
A lot happened before, lots happening after, but you're
Yeah.
seeing this little part exactly.
Yeah, so that was pretty rad.
Yeah, we're just dropping. So is it their car? It's their car that he jumps in, right? He starts
Yes.
it up. So at that point, I was like, well, he's
got a
in
car.
this
Well,
in this
it was
situation, he's
stuck.
got a car.
Yeah, it was stuck. Well, yeah, why
It
do you
was
need
stuck.
that car?
Yeah. So well,
And it took me a little while to like realize like, okay, there's certainly something in the car.
About the car.
you
yeah.
thought that?
I did at one point.
I
I'm
never
like,
thought that
because
a
I was
second.
because it just seemed like he was so determined to get the car back, the
Yeah.
specific car, and he was very
he
vague
seemed
about
just
it
Pissed
because
he also seemed just like an angry dude. And
did.
Which
these
he
guys,
was.
These
You're
guys
right.
fucking jacked his car, so and he was like, "Fuck these."
That's
like,
what you think
maybe
at first.
maybe
But
that's
he's
the
got
question.
nothing better to do than just be pissed off right
But
now.
why not just take this
But
other
he
car?
is.
Because this is clearly
I
a
kinda
lawless
thought that
world.
too,
If
but
you were
he's
in that
pissed.
world and someone just straight up did that to you, and you were
I'd be
pissed
like,
at you,
well,
you're like, well, you know what? Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe
got
no,
this
fuck
car.
that. I want my fucking car.
I feel like the truck was better than the little like whatever the Toyota
But he just
or whatever
flipped
it
it
was.
like 4 times.
yeah, but that truck fucking was built out. I
But
think
he still
I think
got
they,
it. Yeah,
secured
he
that
just
thing
had
with
to
armor and shit.
just
I
had to
don't know.
unstick
My
it.
question is, why
built
didn't they
up.
just back the truck up like Guy Pearce
It was
did?
stuck.
Yeah,
Guy
but
Pearce
he
just-
You had to
got
get
it.
in and out, but
I
like
know.
I think they were on the run. They
were
had
just
to
wanting to
go.
fuck out of there.
No one was chasing them though.
They don't know that.
They
though.
don't know. Everyone
They
could have
think
been
that
dead.
someone could have.
Someone could have been chasing them.
Yeah,
And Guy Pearce
Maybe.
started too.
He was
He
chasing
seemed
them
the only
down.
one to be
That
after
whole
them.
scene was amazing too, when he would just like speed up and then slow down when they point
Yeah.
the gun at him, and then they're like, he's not fucking stopping. Like that was awesome. That was just like, and that's the thing about this movie is that there's so much like to it. Like it's all about the atmosphere. It's all about like what's not on the actual, like not what's being said. Like you can see each one of these characters, each one of these people is definitely like a type of it's going through some shit during this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like everyone's got their own thing that they're doing. And Guy Pearce's character is just this dude who's fucking relentless. He's a killer now, and he's gonna do whatever he wants the way he wants to fucking do it. He's got no fear of anything. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't give a
gives
fuck.
No fucks. Obviously, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But that I just thought this guy angry.
Yeah, he's
Well,
super.
there was like
angry.
a certain level of detachment from everybody. Like
Yeah.
it was just everyone was so just depressed and down
Yep.
on the. It was almost like the
a sad world to
Robert
live in.
Pattinson, his character, because he was so like he was just a simple guy, and like we
Yeah.
come to meet him after the confrontation. Like Guy Pearce catches up to this guy, and they get into a physical fight. They knock Guy
knock him
Pearce
out.
out, and then it was a weird kind of like jarring cut to
Yeah.
like Robert Patterson.
No, it cuts to a dead.
Pattinson?
No, it cuts to a guy dying,
Edward
bleeding
Cullen.
out.
Oh, that's right, that's
fucking
right.
From remember, you're like, what happened to that guy's fucking throat? And you thought it was. You thought that was Guy
I
Pearce.
thought I thought it was Guy Pearce.
at first.
Yeah.
But then I'm like,
must
is
have
that
done
Guy
that on
Pearce?
purpose.
I think you're
Yeah.
supposed to see, yeah, and then it's like slowly zooming in, and then it cuts to Robert Pattinson looking at that guy on the ground, and you see he's completely fucked. He's got a wound on his fucking
all
stomach
beat
that's
up.
like, I think it's a gunshot, honestly.
So he goes.
So-
So it's kind of we figure out at some point
He's
that
the guy they left behind.
he's the guy they left behind.
Yeah, I knew right away that was him.
It didn't take me long to figure. At first, I was like, "Wait, where the fuck are we?" Like, it seemed like it was a very jarring like jump to the other part because it was like what we said. It seemed like that character that was on the ground was Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
So it was just a very strange like, wait, where the fuck are we now? And then we were following Robert Pattinson, and eventually he catches up to Guy Pearce essentially because Guy Pearce gets to that weird town or whatever it is. Where
Yeah,
there's
he
like
goes
the
to
lady.
towns to see if anybody's seen the truck that pulled away with 3 guys, or his car had 3 guys in it, and he goes to the opium den / brothel, where he meets a couple young boys, and the woman running the place they call Grandma.
Yeah,
This fucking old lady who's just fucking slanging dick,
that scene was gross.
slanging dick.
She's like, you want a little boy?
Yeah,
You want a little
wanna
boy to
make
lay
love
with?
To a boy.
He's like, you want to lay
Wait,
down a
was
little
that
soft?
was
They're
that when he
soft.
saw?
Yeah.
Was that the little person?
That's when you meet the little person. After
Yeah, in that same
And then he walks into
scenario.
the kitchen. The little person's playing. What's that game they're playing? It's the one with the 3
Dominoes.
Is it dominoes? So they're playing dominoes. And he's yelling at those 2 little Asian dudes, just fucking talking shit about him. And he's like, "I need to buy a gun." Guy Pearce's like, "I need to buy a gun."
That was a weird scene.
Was super
was.
weird.
Especially how he murked the little person.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah,
he actually-
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that was amazing.
That was
That's when
unexpected.
you knew. That's when you knew.
But
You're
that-
like, "Oh, this dude don't fuck
Yeah,
That's
around."
shit. That's when things
So
kind
he
of got.
buys a gun from the little
got
guy,
wacky,
kills
man.
him because he can't pay for it. Guy's like $300.
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't have $300. He's like, "Well then, fuck you." And Guy's
He's
like,
like,
"No,
yeah,
fuck you."
Those are the prices of the
Shoots him
gun.
dead.
All right,
Yeah, that guy dead.
blast him.
And that's when you know Guy Pearce's character is not fucking around. That's when you truly like, okay, because was he following those guys? He didn't kill any of them, so it looked a little like maybe he.
Does that
wouldn't do
make you uncomfortable?
No.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, and then he murks the little guy, and he drives to where does he go from there? Although then he comes out of there, and Robert Pattinson shows up.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, "Where's my brother?
Yep.
Where's my fucking
And
brother?"
then he puts it
so
together.
one of the guys that he got in a conversation with was the brother of this guy.
Yeah, because I think he's like, where is my? I think he knew the car or something. He saw the truck.
Yeah, you the truck.
Honestly, I wasn't sure if.
And that's when I
Pattinson was-
realized that was the truck, same truck too. Because I thought that truck was total. I didn't know that was. I really didn't know that was their truck right away.
What do you mean they were in it when they got out of it? So they went into the car.
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot about that part.
quick moving. I can see
It was
that.
quick moving.
It was.
My brain was a little foggy last night.
You're also thrown into this situation. It's like you're just
Yeah.
thrown in,
Kind of
which
trying
is dope.
to figure it out for the first like 20 minutes of this movie, and you're
This
like,
movie's just so atmospheric. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's literally just
I
about.
like that. I like that a lot about the beginning.
It's literally just about people existing in a world like that's fucked up. It's like 2 days in that life. That's it. It's like day in the life. It's like this is what they're doing. Like it's just uncomfortable. Anyway, keep going. What else happens then? He meets Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, it means the Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson's kind of like this slower character, I think, right?
Yes,
He's
got
a little touched in the head.
Okay, a little
Something
touch.
wrong with him.
I wasn't sure at first because I remember having a thought. I'm like, is he an artard or is he just from the South or is it just
Both.
He was
I think
both.
it was a
From
little
both.
mixture
He
of
was
both. Yeah.
He was both.
I feel like I feel like the southernness just made it seem a little more heavy.
He was good though.
Yeah.
He was great.
He was really good.
I didn't know he
Pulled
was
it off.
English.
Yeah.
Which I found it interesting that like an Englishman was doing like a American Southerner in Australia.
Was he American or was he Australian?
I think
I
he was
felt it
supposed to be
sounded American.
American
He's American
Southern.
in Australia.
Because you
okay.
got to also consider his brother, and his brother was very clearly
definitely
like
American.
Southern American.
Yeah, for
So.
sure. Okay.
Like South American, like
No.
like Brazilian.
Southern American.
No, like
South,
from Georgia.
South American would be
That'd be-
Brazilian. Southern American.
Okay.
Southern United Statesian.
Yes.
No, South American.
I think Southern American
works,
sounds right. So he's like from
Southern.
Alabama.
Anyway,
maybe
he
he's
plays
an
his
Alabama
character
man.
great.
A Southerner.
This
Southern.
guy's
He's a
sad.
Southerner. Yeah,
This
there
guy's
you go.
sad.
He
dude.
is.
Pattinson's character, he's sad. It's sad to watch
Everyone's
this guy.
kinda
He's
sad.
just he's not having a good time in this
Yeah.
world.
He was
got
left
it
behind.
rough. Not only that, but he's got a lot of problems. And
He was
he's-
left
and
behind
he's-
in a
he's-
shitty world.
Yeah, it's a shitty place for him to exist. And like his whole character is very sad. I think he actually just wants a friend, and I think Guy Pearce figures that out, and he's like, "Well, I can't be mean to this kid anymore," because eventually stops being mean to him. He just doesn't realize that he's looking for a friend. That's what this movie's about. It's about friendship.
Is it?
I think it might be.
I think it's about
some of an
revenge.
I think
odd
it's about
couple
all of
movie.
it. It's about friendship,
I think it was about
revenge.
loneliness.
He's about
Like
all three of
coping
those
with
things.
loneliness for sure.
Oh yeah. I
'Cause,
mean,
like, that was the
in
whole
both of
part
them,
of like
both of them are coping with loneliness.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we'll get to what was in the car, but I thought the whole part,
the fact that
whole
you
part of
the
that,
fact
like,
that you thought something was in the car blows my mind. I didn't even think about that.
I just like I could just recognize that there's something important about this fucking car. Like he
Yeah.
wants this car, and it was like
He
really.
likes the car.
I think it was
Maybe
the
that was his wife's
conversation.
car.
It's with the late grandma.
No,
Did he
it
murdered
was
his
either-
wife.
it
Did we
was-
get there?
not yet, but he did do that. But I think it was the first confrontation when he finally gets to those guys. They're like, "What's in the car?" He's like, "I need my car back." Because I think they ask him what's in the car or something.
And the lady does
he just-
too. She
yeah.
goes, "Why are you so
And
attached
they
to this car?"
And
What's the
he just
reason?"
won't answer.
No, he just looks at her with a
So-
fucking gun and
Yeah.
pointed at her.
So he's
I
very
just,
vague about it, which is
I-
strange.
I
Like,
didn't
it seems
think
like people
about
are
it.
like withholding information. Like there's
Yeah.
clearly something about the car.
He
That's-
wants it back.
I
He just
thought-
wanted
I
the
thought.
car.
He wanted the
I
car.
mean, it shows you right away. The biggest clue is that he has that fucking truck, and he doesn't go. He in that situation, that truck would be a better fucking vehicle. You'd be able to go off road. You'd be able to survive a fucking crash. You know what I mean? Like it did. Like you're right. Like it should, but it shows you that he didn't. There's something in that car because he still goes after it.
He's attached to the car.
Loves the car.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was anything in the car.
All right. That's fair too.
Yeah, true.
The car could have been.
It's
the thing
John Wick.
itself.
Yeah,
Oh,
kind of.
shit, Wait, come on.
A little bit.
They took the car.
All right, keep going.
I think I wrote it's John Wick meets Mad Max in my notes at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and
I talked about it by myself,
Yep.
to myself.
And I mean, also it's kind of like it's like a western too, because westerns are you just start with like a guy who's kind of like somewhat of a hero, not always, and then you just meets these outlaws, and then often go on a journey to like get redemption of some sort. It's a very western-esque movie.
Yeah, this movie's definitely very western. I mean,
There's
even
not a
just-
whole lot of redemption in this movie.
Not exactly. I mean, he ends up killing everybody.
Everyone dies.
Everyone dies other than
He has
other
no
than
qualms
Guy
about killing
Pearce.
people.
Nope.
No, he doesn't. You can
No
and you
qualms.
you totally recognize that once he shoots the little person when he gets the
Yeah,
gun.
yeah.
That's when you're just like, okay, this guy, like, you think he's the hero, but you quickly you question who he is because he's fucking just ruthlessly kills
Especially
people.
in that last scene when he
Ruthless.
kills those two guys that are just sitting on the chairs. Once Pattinson gets shot,
Yeah.
he just goes. You're
gotta-
just like,
you gotta get out of
fuck.
there, yeah.
Like they're all dead now, except for the old man. He let the old lady go, and he let the old man go.
Did he let the old man go?
He did.
I think he did
He
because
did.
there was a pile of bodies
And
and
he
it was
wasn't
and
on
it
there.
The old man
the
wasn't there.
on
Yeah.
there.
Cool.
And I think because the old man wasn't part of the original,
No.
like
Nah, he was just there.
stealing.
Pattinson says it. He goes, they're going to the blah blah house, and he's like, he's old as hell. He's an old man, so that's the guy they were stashing at was his house.
Yeah.
And he even took the bodies out for him
and burn him.
and burnt them.
nice guy.
Nice guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he's taking care of business.
Ruthless.
This is just
But nice
business.
So
guy,
this dude,
yeah.
but listen, what I love about this is his reasoning is that he found his wife cheating on him, killed the guy and her, and then no one came
No one
after him
did
for it,
anything,
so
yeah.
it drove him crazy.
Yeah.
No one tried to punish him for it. No one cared.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Fuck, I did all that and no one gave a shit." That was the beginning of his ruthlessness.
Yeah, I
That's the
think
beginning
just,
of him becoming like fucking monster that he was.
He just knows like whatever he does doesn't have any consequences in this world.
When he murdered his wife and lover,
Yeah.
he became a monster.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when he realized that no one was coming after him for it, that part
So
drove him crazy
so
too.
he did it drove him crazy or just gave him like he's like, hey, maybe
I
I'll
think
do
he
a
was
bunch.
like,
I'll
"Fuck,
do more of
like,
this.
This world means nothing. Like, anything goes." Like,
Was
exactly.
how many people do you think he killed since he killed
10
his
years?
wife?
10 years ago it started, so that's what it
Was
be.
it 10 years? Is when he killed his wife?
I think he said about 10 years
he
ago.
said it. He said it in
So
the beginning.
at the collapse.
It's like it happened.
Yeah.
Like it happened to be that the collapse happened like at the same time that it happened, and that's why I think it's so crazy to him because he does know a world before the collapse, and he knows
Sure.
how normal it was, and then he did something, and because the world changed so crazily instantly, or not instantly, but in that moment, he was like didn't matter anymore, and I think that kind of made him crazy.
How many people do you think he killed
In that
since
10
then?
years?
Yeah.
In the 10
Easy,
I'd say.
probably over 100. I guess. I'd say
You-
probably
or-
go
Because
over
he
100.
also
Do you
killed
think?
those people because those guys came after him that like that were associated with the little person.
Yup, the
They,
circus
they
people.
came
Sure.
out. They came out to the and he was like
murked
he
them.
like rifled him down.
Dude, he
so
was a good shot.
Good
Yeah,
shot.
real good shot.
So that was also another thing that was like unclear with his past because even he was asked like he's like what would you do before this? He's like I was a farmer. And he's like were you a soldier? Were you in the army? Like how'd you learn to shoot? And he just kind of didn't even answer.
Yeah.
So like the things unsaid were kind of important, I think. In
For
this
sure,
movie, yeah.
that's what this movie is. Everything's unsaid. Like
Yeah.
even Guy Pearce said, like when he read the script, he's like, "I like the script, but not until you listen to what this dude's idea was for the atmosphere of the film and exactly how this guy was going to behave. Do you really understand it?" Because he was like, "Oh, okay, well now with all that, I know how like this all makes more sense now. Like I'm almost like a fucking just like a zombie killer. You know what I mean? Like zombie. I'm saying he's just on the fucking zombies are just out for blood. This guy's kind of just out for blood. He'll kill you no matter fucking what.
A zombie killer or a zombie killer?
Either one.
And what I noticed, I watched it twice, and
I did too. I watched it
picked
twice
up
yesterday.
a lot more
Second time?
yesterday or
Yeah.
the second time through. Yeah,
Like
What-
what?
what?
Like what? Yeah.
What?
just the,
Like
the,
what,
the-
dude?
The nuances of the characters,
Sure.
They're just like those unspoken things, those little bits of dialogue. Like kind of, there's a lot like built into that sort of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I think I just was able to like digest more of it. I don't know what it was.
There's what's crazy about this movie is there's not a lot that happens, but
It's
there is
true, yeah.
a lot that happens. It's like you like they don't it takes place in like one area basically, and they drive and they go to places, but so much is happening with these characters like in their heads and their stories are progressing because of the actions of what's happening. That it's like there is a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
but there isn't at the same time. It's like they're just,
Not-
the guy's just
story.
looking for a car
in
you know
the
what I mean?
movie, in the story's simple,
Yeah,
but
there's a
but
lot going on.
Everyone's got a lot going
Yeah,
on
exactly.
from the circus
Yeah.
boy fucking midgets to the what was her name, the
Grandma.
Just grandma.
grandma,
Yep.
the grandma. There's a lot of history behind those
Oh yeah,
for sure.
those eyes.
simple movie with some great depth.
Yeah,
Great depth.
And just the almost mystery to it because of the what was not shown, what was not seen.
Didn't need to.
No.
So really, the movie just became the kind of the bonding relationship between these two guys. It kind of just bonded.
Yeah.
And in the end, like if Pattinson didn't get shot, they might have went off together and drove off
And you
together.
think they
know
would
what I
have
mean?
just
Should've
been
been friends.
jerking each other off?
No, I'm not saying anybody got sexual. I'm saying that Pattinson and him could have just like had to get
But they-
another
I didn't even
adventure.
think
They
about that. Like, what
Could
would have
gotten,
happened?
They
Like,
could have gotten sexual.
'cause what,
Sure,
what
if
was
they
the
wanted
plan
to.
for that house? Like, what he? So they got to the end.
That's what I asked.
After
When-
getting out of
after all that, I was like, was that
'Cause
the
he
plan?
was just gonna group them together, and then like,
Maybe
what
he was
he was
gonna
gonna
kill him.
just kill him and
Maybe he
take
was
the
just gonna
car.
kill
Or was
him,
he
yeah.
just gonna be like, all right, you guys all stay here. I'm gonna take the car.
No, he's probably gonna kill
He
him.
could have easily gotten fucked up, and they like because Pattinson could have just let him there, rejoin with his buddies. But I think at that point,
No, he knew.
He got in his head that
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys fucking left you for dead.
That's
These
why that
guys don't
guy
give
was
a
like,
fuck
"What'd
about
you do to
you.
my brother? What'd you do to my brother?" He
Yeah.
knew that like he wasn't the same. You know what I mean?
You got on him.
Yeah.
What
But he
wasn't
also said,
what-
"You
why-
shot my brother." And it's
Why
like, why would
wasn't
he
he
say
the
that?
same?
I
Wait,
just-
who said that?
his brother. He's like,
said, "You shot my
he
brother?"
said you shot my. I think he said you shot my brother.
No, I don't think so. Did he?
I thought he did, but I could be wrong.
Not Pattinson.
Pattinson's brother.
Yeah.
He's
he
like,
said, you shot
yeah,
my brother?
after
I don't
he
Said
remember.
that
shot
to-
his, after he shot Pattinson,
Yeah.
he was like, "What'd you do to my brother? What'd you do to my brother? You shot my brother." I thought he said you shot my brother in the "What did you do to my brother" part. Maybe I missed that. All right, maybe not. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, "What did you do to my brother?"
I don't know how
Fine.
much that really want to make sense.
It wouldn't either. That's what I thought too. That's what I thought.
Unless
I
he was
heard,
being real,
and I was
like metaphorically for like, because I had to shoot him because you changed him, you shot my brother.
yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
feel
what
like
it
he
is.
said it,
what
though.
change did
I'm
he
not
see in those?
I don't think he would ever think his brother would go against him. You gotta imagine, like,
Yeah.
if you're that dude's older brother and he's got like those kind of mental disabilities, you probably got him around your finger. You know how to control him. You know how to make him think of everything you want to make you think. You know what I mean? You're just controlling over him. So he probably was like, my brother would never look at me that way unless someone really, really told him that was the case. You know what I mean?
Fucked him up.
I mean, I don't even think it
Got
mattered
into
that
his
he
head.
was mentally handicapped. I think any older brother over a sibling that's younger has some sort of sway because, like, you grow up with that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you're a fucking kid and you grow up and they're in a life of crime, so you probably trusted them really well. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was sad.
He
That's a
questioned
sad
him.
fucking movie.
He questioned, he would have never second guessed him, and he did that, and that's
Yeah,
what That's
exactly.
what was like. What the fuck?
Exactly.
And then he shot him.
Yeah.
And then he shot our Pats.
He shot him because he shot first. Our Pats' moron shot first. He shot that little girl too.
He did, yeah.
Shot
That
that
was
fucking little
was
girl.
a frustrating part. Like, so that was after they got out of that like
That was a
town,
dark,
a
yeah.
little bit after they met. They got to this motel, and like Robert Pat heard some shit outside.
So hold on, let's place it. So they meet, and then Guy Pearce is like, "Yo, Robert Patz will take me to that car, so I'm gonna fucking take him to get his shit worked on." He takes him to the doctor. They get involved with the circus people. They come. They got to kill the circus people. Find them. Come to get revenge. They murk them, and then it goes to this part you're talking about right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's then they get to the eventually they're at a motel.
Yeah, they stop in a motel.
And like there's some noise outside. I think there's like a soldier's car or something like that.
Well,
like
no, he shoots the
independent soldier.
girl.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
but
think he
he
And
thinks
then the
it's
soldier
something,
comes.
he first heard like the soldier people.
He saw
out there.
them.
He did.
He does saw them in the
so
window.
then someone was trying to get in the door.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
thought he assumed it was them,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
shot, but he killed a little girl. And
then the soldier saw that.
And then
Yeah.
they heard the gunfire because
Yeah.
he shot first.
Yeah.
And then it became a shootout, and then
Not even. They were just. There was one guy.
Yeah, it was one
He
guy
was just
versus
like,
Pattinson. Yeah, that's right. You're true because Guy Pearce snuck up behind him and
shot him.
got him. Yeah,
Which is another. He
Got
just
him.
killed this guy. Just,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's
He does it so
that's his problem.
nonchalantly.
So I got a problem.
That's true.
This is
Yeah,
all
he
I
just
got.
kills
I just gotta
motherfuckers, yeah.
fucking. This is the only way. This is the easiest way to solve this problem. Bye.
and he knows holding on to Pattinson like that's his ticket back to his car. That's his ticket back to where his
Yep.
car. He knows Pattinson knows where it's going. So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
got to hold on. Like really, that was the only reason because he never even wanted to talk to him. Every time Pattinson talked, he's like, "What the
It's a
what
very
the fuck are you
George.
talking about?"
It's a very George Lenny situation.
Yeah, it kind of is.
True. Yeah. That's
This
true.
motherfucker's just
I-
killing
yeah.
people on accident.
Yeah.
The
They gotta keep
score
on
to this
moving.
movie.
Yeah,
is another
the
thing we
little
haven't-
girl was the puppy essentially. And,
Oh yeah, the rabbit.
Yeah,
The
oh,
rabbits.
Yes, that's
Or,
right.
yeah,
that's right.
they killed. I mean, he kills all
I think
kinds.
it's a
He
puppy,
killed,
yeah.
and then he pulled the
Multiple
girl's hair
things, yeah.
in weeds.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure that's an accurate quote from that movie. Pretty proud of that.
The score of this movie was pretty great. It's just
It was
ominous
interesting,
tones and
yeah.
fucking like crazy wood instruments. Like the guy was playing the fucking metal fucking.
Yeah.
What was that?
He was playing a didgeridoo on some speed rail.
Speed rail. Yeah.
What was? Oh, that was a behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah. One of the guys that pulled just like a piece of rail off
And was like,
full
"Wah,"
blown,
and it was the same
full-blown
sounds from the
didgeridoo in it.
movie. It was crazy.
oh no shit, that's
It was
cool.
sick.
It was just like a grip though. It wasn't even a.
No, it was a grip gave the actor that and he was just doing it. It was the same type of. sound
Oh
from the
yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah. It was the guy with the glasses.
Yeah,
The old man.
Yeah, the old man. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I thought before I watched this movie that this was like a space sci-fi movie.
Really?
I don't know why. I think just based off of the title, maybe,
Okay.
and then like I think all I saw was like the
Guy Pearce's face in the
yeah,
desert.
and I thought it would look like Mars or
Mars
some
or
shit. I don't know why. It's so
So
like
this was a good
knowing
movie, right?
nothing was like pretty cool because like immediately I'm like, okay, this isn't a space
Not
movie,
that, yeah,
and then I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, what the fuck's going on? And
Yeah.
there's the car chases, crazy shit. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
pretty.
It was
pretty
it
cool.
Was,
pretty cool.
Yeah, I went the same way. I knew nothing about it. Immediately just got Mad Max vibes, and
It
kind of.
never quite reaches that ridiculousness of it though.
It's never. Yeah,
Never
it's
stays
not
grounded.
quite
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
But it's definitely
beginning.
got Mad Max vibes.
Stays real, keeps it real.
Not to mention it's all in Australia. That's very.
Yeah.
It's the Outback. It's the Wild West.
You're
For
the-
some
fucking
reason,
Wild
I kept
West.
thinking like, where is this? And I kept thinking Perth, and I don't know why, because I'm just like, that seems like Perth is like that way the fuck out there, southwestern, middle of nowhere, like because all the other cities are on like the East Coast, and like Perth is in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, I wonder if that's what Perth is like. Perth seems like the Wild West, sort of, but I have
never
no
been to
idea.
Australia.
By no means do I know anything
So
about
we
Perth.
watched the making of, and in the movie, and if you notice, there were flies everywhere.
Yeah.
And in the making of, they're literally shooting interviews, and there's flies everywhere. So they were
Yeah.
like in the elements making this movie.
Yeah.
Like, this movie was pretty. This was an independent film, technically. Well, no, I guess not. It was like a $12 million movie.
B movie.
No.
No.
It's $12 million.
Cause yeah, the flies kind of reminded me of the, not the good, the bad, like what was the one we watched? The Once Upon a Time in America.
Once Upon a Time in
West
In
Once
Long
Upon a
Beach.
Time in
Once Upon a Time in Long Beach.
Once Upon a Time
Oh,
in
we
Long
watched
Beach.
that
Check it
today.
out on Vimeo.
Great movie.
Anyway, but
The
have you
Flies
seen
reminded me
David Michôd movies? Any other this
I
guy's
don't
movie directing?
think
You saw The
so.
King, you said.
Oh, I did see The King.
The King is a
yeah.
pretty great movie. Also very
Yeah.
atmospheric. Also
Yeah.
very like painting it in your head like you're along for the ride type of thing. You know what I mean?
Timothy Chalamet.
Dude, he's
Ian
great. It's
Robert-
his best role by
Robert
far.
Pattinson.
It's his best part.
Yeah.
Hands down.
It was good from memory. I remember not being super into it.
Robert Pattinson was great in it too. He plays this
Yeah.
weirdo other king from another fucking country. He's just like
It was
really
based on a-
Joffrey like.
Based on a
Pretty good.
Shakespeare.
Was this
one.
after?
This was King.
This is after. This is what he made after the Rover. Yeah.
Mhm.
He made it after the Rover. Yeah. So he made a movie called Animal Kingdom, which is his breakout movie, and it was Joel Egerton wrote it with him, and he starred in it, and a couple other big Australian like Ben Mendelsohn's in it, Guy Pearce is in it. It's a lot of because they're all big Australian actors, and
Is Guy Pearce Australian?
so he made that movie. That was like his first thing. It was a crime movie. It was really good. And there's a TV show based off of it now on TBS called Animal Kingdom. It's about a crime family.
Oh, I know.
Kind of like the first Fast and the Furious, like Toretto's crew type of people. That type of vibe.
family.
But it was an Australian movie. He made that, and then he made The Rover, and then he made War Machine, which is a Netflix movie with Brad Pitt, and then he made The King. Those are the movies that he's made.
I should see the War Machine.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
it's a satire.
Yeah, okay.
Let's watch it right now.
I just never knew what I thought of it.
I mean, you like Brad Pitt kind of being
I
weird.
do like Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Brad Pitt being weird. So they talk.
Okay, cool. Now I know it's a satire.
Yeah.
I'm cool
Yeah.
because I just couldn't tell what it was,
Mm-hmm.
so I just never hopped on it.
It's good. This guy's a solid director. This is my favorite movie, though. I think this movie is amazing. I think this is if I had like a list of like top 100 movies of all time, this might be in it.
So there's a dog in the trunk.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Benzine
what
is.
was in the trunk. That's why he wanted the thing because it was.
That's
clearly
why
his
he
dead
wanted
dog.
the car.
Clearly his dead dog. I had a
There's dog in there.
thought like that dog is probably his last connection to the before time. That's kind
So-
of what I was thinking.
Oh, but that's a long time to have the dog. That's over 10
What,
years.
10
10
years?
years.
That
Dog,
dog's been rotted.
dogs
still alive. No, he didn't kill
it.
it.
Just died.
That was your idea.
It
not
just
his
died.
I
idea.
was thinking of that idea.
No, I'm saying like it's probably like
Okay.
a 12-year-old dog.
Maybe,
like
yeah.
dogs are like 12,
So it, like
15.
that's what happened That's what happened like right before we met this dude.
Yeah, his
That's
dog
why he went in
died.
that place and sat
His
down
super
and drank
sad.
some
His
water.
dog died.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's
he's like,
great.
he
That's-
put it
that's
in the
Right,
great.
trunk.
right, yeah, it
That's
happened.
great.
Just happened right before. That's what I think happened.
I love
So.
that.
He puts it in the trunk. He goes in to have a piece of pie at this fucking diner.
Right.
Where does she get her food?
No, he doesn't have pie. He has
He
a
has
glass
some
of water.
water.
They have pie there.
They did
though.
not have pie.
They didn't have pie.
I don't remember.
This is not like that anymore. There's
I don't
nothing
know.
like that.
But
It's
regardless,
like
I- 'cause
canned
So
tuna fish.
she's drinking water.
No one's
he's
drinking water.
He's drinking water.
Yeah,
He's
he's
drinking.
water,
He's drinking something.
Whatever.
It's
a liquid.
from a jar. It looks like water.
He's in the place with a beverage.
He's having a
The
drink.
music in that place was amazing, by the way.
Oh,
That's
that's
how
the
it
wong
was.
movie.
Yeah, that's not how it was. How about the scene where
It
Robert
is a place
Pattinson-
of scum and
How about the
villainy.
scene where Robert Pattinson's listening to like the R&B music? He's like, "You're not as hot as me," or
Yeah.
something.
Don't
like
hate
that.
me
That shit was
because
awesome.
I'm beautiful.
Yeah, that's what it
Don't
is.
hate me because I was like, this is such a weird jump because they were like, all right, we're gonna go in tomorrow and we're gonna get him, and then it just started playing that song, and I'm like, that was the first time it came away from like the weird score
Yeah.
to like, here's a random pop song,
Yeah.
and then you see him singing in the car, and I'm like, that's fucking weird, but I didn't really get why they did that.
Because
But-
he could.
I
Because he
guess.
wanted to.
Because he's retarded.
What?
He's a R word. He's
So-
an R word.
Where did they come from?
So,
The people that stole his car.
Alabama.
Was it a heist?
Yeah, they were robbing
Yeah,
somebody.
they're,
He said.
What?
yeah, they're robbing someone.
He had all that money. Remember, Pattinson shows up with that money and buys
Yeah,
like,
with
fucking
the
bullets and
American
shit.
dollars.
He got robbing all that money, probably.
You got any 357? He said.
Yeah.
What? Who were they stealing it from?
I think probably another group of guys like them.
Okay.
I think it's like probably
That
Mad
was my
Maxy.
last question.
Probably Mad Maxy. Like there's groups of guys doing shit out there. It's like the beginning of it. This is like the halfway point between right now.
Those guys
and
weren't even
Thunderdome.
badass though.
Yeah.
They were
They
just
don't have to
fucking.
be yet. Right now, it's just people in groups. It's like if we just all had guns. and
Yeah, but
like,
we're
you know what?
badass.
We're going out there, but like there might be a more badass crew than us, and they just fucking take
No
us
way.
out.
No way.
I mean, you're not that badass. You would be the weakest link.
I'll kill you with that baseball bat
I'll
right
kill you
now.
with that banana right now.
I'll eat that banana while I'm killing you with a baseball bat.
I don't think you will.
I'll shove it up your ass when I'm done.
Ew, bro.
The banana.
Oh, not the bat.
Whichever one you want, dude.
If I had the option, I would go with banana.
I'm going banana too.
But
I'll probably
Just
go.
smush
or
it.
is neither an option?
I'm not.
If-
Peel-
if
I'm
neither
not
an option,
peeling
I'm
it.
going
I'm
neither.
not peeling it, and I'm lubing the shit out of it. It's going up.
I just might go with a sweet potato.
Anyway,
Whoa.
Anyway.
So-
yeah, it's sad. Yeah, and
he's drinking his water. Dog in the trunk just died. People come steal
Let's
his
go with
car.
that. That's great.
I think so. Yeah,
Uh,
because he couldn't have died that long ago.
and
'cause he would've
that's
been-
why he's angry.
he would've
'cause
rotten
he
away. It
was
would've
just
been-
about to go bury his dog.
Yeah.
But he did the thing that him and his wife used to do, which is go eat pie at this diner.
They always eat
Unfortunately,
pie.
there's no pie.
Why
but
do you get the
he's
pie from?
He's because that's probably what him and his wife used to
Nobody
do.
got pie.
Him and his wife before the collapse, they used to
No.
go to this diner.
Just
They
'cause
used to
Jake
eat
made
pie.
up something that makes sense doesn't mean you can just start making up
They
things about
eat-
pie.
What did you make
my,
up?
my theory about the
dog.
dog being his
I'm
last
just
attachment
thinking.
to the
I'm just
other
thinking.
world.
Maybe he go. This is a sentimental place. He used to do this with his wife. I doubt he
wife's
used
been
to.
dead for 10
I think
years.
it
That's
was
what
just,
I'm saying
I think it was
before.
just a random stop.
Me
I feel like it
too.
would
What do
just
you
seem
mean
like a
random?
very
Where's he going? How
random-
far does he gotta
Thirsty.
go out?
You need a glass of water.
The dog
Thirsty.
maybe
People
just
need water
died.
to live.
All right,
You know
so
that.
here's my story.
Yo, your
Okay.
story sucks.
Fuck you.
All right, say it. Go ahead.
He's going. So he used to go to this diner. He used to eat some pie with his wife. There's no pie
At this diner?
At this diner, yes.
At the one
10
he's at
years
right now?
ago. 10
Same
years
place
ago.
10 years ago?
Yes, before he murdered her.
All right.
They used to go there.
Yeah, that's already wrong.
They used to eat some. They used to go to the diner. They used to have fun. So now on his way with the dog, it was dog friendly. So they bring the dog. So now after the dog dies, he's gonna I'm gonna take you back to the diner where we used to go. It's a sentimental thing. They don't have pie. I'm sorry. You can't have the leftovers. It's just water here, and it's not even clean enough for you to drink. So he's dead and then that's when everything happens. Chaos ensues. Car rolls over. Guys steal his car. He's pissed because he's having a sentimental moment thinking about his dead wife and dog.
He killed his wife.
Sure, if you
He
want,
was upset,
if you want
though.
to think
10 years
that,
You don't think he loved his wife?
He killed her.
That's true. I mean, he must have loved her enough to kill her and her lover.
So listen to his theory.
Okay.
My theory. Oh, my. It doesn't make sense now because I forgot she's been gone for 10 years. But my theory is the dog had to protect the wife, so he had to kill the dog, and he was like, "Fuck, I had to kill the dog and my wife. That sucks."
Yeah, that dog
But
is
that's
definitely not 10
ago,
years
yeah.
dead.
I'm a moron.
It
I
would have
didn't
looked
remember that.
more
But
skeleton-like.
last night, neither of us realized that, so he was kind of like, "Oh, all right, whatever,
Okay,
maybe."
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he killed her at the beginning of the collapse. I
Yeah.
thought I thought he just killed his wife.
But
No.
yeah, clearly he loved this. The dog was probably the only thing in the world he loved.
No, yours makes
So
way
that- I
more
He
think
sense.
that
loved
was-
his wife at a certain point. He
At a
married
certain
her.
point, but that was 10 years ago. The dog
Yeah,
is
the
now.
dog is definitely
Let's
loved
be
his life.
present. I don't know why
His
he
wife,
told the wife story
she got
either.
finger popped, and he popped her.
What was the context of that? Because he was already arrested after. We never really got to the arrested
So
part, but
the
he was
dude-
arrested by some
got
soldiers
arrested?
for
Yeah.
killing that one soldier. Like they found
Yeah,
him,
their soldiers got him.
and then the soldiers got him. Then he told the
I'm
wife
not sure
story
I
to the
was awake
soldier,
for all
and I
this
don't know
last
why he told the wife story. And then right after that, Robert Pattinson came in. And
They were
killed
talking
all
about
the
him and
soldiers.
him and the soldier were talking about like moral things, and he's like, "Why don't you just shoot me? Why don't you just kill me?" He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna make you pay. We're gonna do whatever." You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right.
And he's like, you guys are out here like running out around like lawless. He's like, and then he tells the story. He's like,
Yeah,
this
the
is
whole-
this is what happened to me.
He
Nothing-
lawless.
nothing
You wanna know
matters.
lawless?
Nothing matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the dog. It was a very sweet ending. Like I didn't expect it to
He
be a
set
dog.
them all on
'Cause
fire.
You think it was like
No, the ending.
I
when
know,
he
but that
buries
was
his-
crazy.
right? Yeah, that part was
Anthony
crazy,
goes,
but
he was very promising young womany.
right. But, so the dog was. It was just it
Great
was-
ending. So
yeah,
after
very
so after
satisfying.
after they go in, he murks everyone, pulls everyone outside, including our Pats, lights them all on fire, and then that seems like the end, but it's not the end. Then he goes back to his car,
Well,
pops the trunk.
Comes out with a shovel,
Pops the
walks
trunk.
He walks in the middle of nowhere, puts the shovel down. You're like, what the fuck? And he goes to the trunk and he
Pulls out a dog,
It's a
dead
dead
dog.
dog.
Yeah.
Big
and you
dog.
realize that's what it is.
Big
He
dog.
belongs with the dog.
Yeah,
all
The
along.
whole thing
It
was
wasn't
just
a
to
briefcase
get the,
full of money. It was a dog.
it was a
Goddamn
dog.
dog.
Sweet.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How'd the dog die? Just
Heat
old
heat
age?
exhaustion. Probably old age. I don't know.
I hope the dog was 15 at least.
Yeah. I'd put the dog at 12 to 15 based off of the gray and the
Yeah.
dog's mane.
Yeah.
Just made that
Not
up.
only that, but 10-year collapse. You probably had the dog for at least 2 years before that.
I think so. I think that was like I said.
I hope he kept it in a small cage for the past 10 years and never let it
Well,
out.
that's another thing in that
That's
movie. When he
fucked
went into
up.
that doctor's office and how she had all the dogs. Like, he
Right.
was like kind of transfixed by it. And you're like, this guy
So there
really
there's-
cares about dogs or something?
There
And
was a
then-
thing I got on the second watch
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I couldn't. I was looking for hints to see if there's anything related to dogs.
Yeah.
'Cause I just kind of forgot
You
about. that
forgot
scene.
about the whole thing
I
with
forgot
all the
about
dogs?
the dogs in the cage. I don't know
There's
why.
so many of
There-
them.
at that point, that was the very middle of the movie. A lot of random
Yeah,
shit was
yeah.
going on. I wasn't sure if I was liking it because there was a lot of just people pointing guns at each other. Like, what are you doing here? At that
Yeah.
point, because I feel like it dropped a little bit after the very, very compelling opening, and then I was like,
When you
all right,
think it
when the-
dropped?
Not. Oh, I think just once they were like, just driving around. Like I think at
So like after he kills the little girl, or before?
probably a little before, probably like around the time he gets to like the first town. I mean, it was just weird, like the whole like grandma and the little people and all that. Like,
Really? I just thought that was super interesting. Anthony said something that I never thought he would say. He goes, "It's crazy. I never got bored once." And I was like, "Me neither." That's what I love about this movie. I never got bored.
Yeah.
It was, you sound like you got bored.
There was because of how simple
Slight.
it was and how not a whole lot there was going on.
But
there was
so
some,
much was going
but
on.
There was a lot to think about.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of under
There's
the
a lot to
not-
think
under
about.
under everyone
Yeah.
was going through something.
Every single person
Yeah.
you could look at and just be like, "Fuck,
Yeah,
how did they?"
have their
get
own
there?"
story. Exactly.
Man.
I don't think I didn't like it at that time. I think it was just like
Why
it
do you
just
hate
it just
this movie,
slowed
Jake?
down. That was all.
Sure, maybe a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
the movie's very slow. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it starts out when it's like you're just like,
It's-
what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the whole
It's still
thing. The
slow,
energy it
though.
grabbed me in the first and just
Even that car chase is
it just
slow.
started
It's like the slowest car chase.
slowing
It's just-
down,
it's just
slowing
car
down.
chases.
Yeah, that's all.
Great movie though.
Yeah, great
I love this movie.
I like this movie.
This is this is amazing. This is a movie that I saw only because I remember watching Animal Kingdom and I really liked Guy Pearce and I watched it and I bought it on Blu-ray. I liked it so much. I was like, holy shit. I was like, I love this movie. I love if like this is the type of movie I would make. Like I would make a movie like this or attempt to want to make a movie like this. I like this movie.
It's also a movie that seems feasible. Like not easy, but
you could do
for
it.
12
Yeah, I
million,
think so.
Yeah, for sure.
no problem.
Yeah.
This
Problem.
the
Hey, give me 12
simplicity of the
million. I'll
story.
give Guy
That-
Pearce half.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say in that budget, $5 million went to Guy Pearce. Like $5 million that was probably to Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
any
you
other-
could have made this
yeah.
for less if you wanted to. You know?
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
How about the movie's title, The Rover, for being a hint that it was a dog?
Yeah.
That too. I didn't think about that till
If
afterward.
you were Australian,
Yeah.
you knew.
Is that what they more call
It's
dogs?
called the Rover. He said that rovers are called dogs.
Oh,
Dogs
okay.
are
I said
Rover.
that?
You
'Cause
said
I
that?
thought,
You looked
like,
it up.
I think Rover
Rover is just a very
You
dog.
said you looked it up.
weirdly think
yeah, on IMDb it said that they were like
Rover's a
Rover's very
a
dog
reference
thing.
for a dog. Yeah.
Like, come on, Rover.
I don't think
that's
it's
a very dog thing.
common.
It's an
Maybe
Australian
more
thing, I
common in
think.
Australia.
That's what I'm saying.
then.
It's an
Okay.
Australian thing.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I thought
This is an
weird
Australian
Mars.
movie.
I thought Mars
Produced by
Rover.
Australian
That's why I
people.
thought
Red
space.
Rover, Red Rover.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. But it's Australian director, Australian financer, Australian actors.
Yeah.
Like it's Australian movie.
Prove it.
True. So we weren't. So
Yeah, we're
it makes
familiar
sense.
with
But
it,
I think the term the Rover
Yeah.
is supposed to. I think there's a little bit ambiguity to it.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because
Like
of just
he's
like
a
he's just
roving
yeah, because he
around.
just seemed a very
Rovering around.
He's roving
yeah,
around. He's a rover.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome, man. I love
a
this movie. I think this is a great
road
movie.
Warrior, like a road rover, like a
Road
road
rover.
warrior,
Yeah.
almost.
I think it's like just as good as any Day in the Life movie, just as good as Once Upon a Time, just a different type of movie. You know what I mean? It's just day in the life of someone in a situation like this.
Day in the life. All right. Cool.
Anyway, I really enjoyed this
Yeah.
one.
I hated it.
No, you loved it.
I thought it was alright.
You liked it.
I need to watch it
It was
again.
good. I liked it. Yeah. I weirdly enjoyed it more on the rewatch. Like I said, like
There's a
It's
lot
an
more
easy,
to
easy
it.
movie to watch too. It's
It
like
is,
an
it's
hour
very-
45 or something,
yeah.
right?
42, yeah, or 42.
One.
and it always just grabs you in the start.
Yeah.
Let's rank it.
I think and again knowing where it was going, I
Yeah.
feel like helped me just
Get there.
understand it
As
more.
soon as the movie ended, I watched it with Anthony,
Yeah.
I go, now that you know that, the entire movie's different.
Mhm.
Because you realize that he's after this fucking dog. You're like, the whole time. Because you're always hinted
That's
at
also why he didn't crash the car to get. That's why he
when he hit it in the beginning, he just tapped it.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
All those little things. And that's those things I picked
Dude,
up.
that's
and
a really fucking good movie.
Yeah.
Let's watch it again.
That's why I had a lot
Really
of
fucking
appreciation
good.
Let's watch
for
it
the
on your
second time.
tiny ass TV.
Because
Your
my
12-inch plasma.
My tiny 55-inch TV that just
Yo, guys, the
not
room
good
that
enough-
we're in
not good enough
deserves minimum 85-inch
listen
TV.
to the echo
You need
in
an
this room.
85-inch TV in here.
At least an
for the
80.
wall. It's a big old wall.
85er.
I put a measuring tape up against it like for 75. I'm like, damn, that would look dope.
Just get you $1,200. You can get the one I got. It's great. It's not an OLED, but it's fucking great.
Yeah, double that and you can get an OLED.
Yeah, but for
Sick.
$1,200, just whatever.
$1,200 totes?
$1,200, 75-inch.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty great.
It's a pretty good.
It's
Deal.
not an OLED, but it's great.
Yeah.
You watch a Blu-ray on there?
It looks fine.
Looks great.
It looks fucking fine.
Looks great.
What do you fucking hate big ass TVs?
Dude, what do you
Jake?
hate watching?
No, I think that was
style?
actually
You
part of
wanna
it when
go
I
to
was
movie
when I was
theaters?
looking at Amazon and like looking
Yeah.
at random TVs. I was like showing Justin. Justin's like, no, I need a better one than that. That's a huge piece of shit. And I'm like,
It's
all right,
not
damn,
though.
dude.
But this is
Alright.
the thing about
Listen
Justin.
And yeah,
to
probably,
Justin.
probably show him the 12,
Listen,
whatever
hey,
the one you
Justin,
had, and he's just like,
listen.
no, fuck that TV.
Buy once, cry once. Just
Yeah.
drop it. Get an OLED. Get the biggest one you can. You won't need another
not saying
TV
do that.
for the next.
That was-
I'm saying by the
20
12
years.
Kind of his argument. He's like, if we're gonna spend the money, let's fucking get a good.
No,
one.
I guess I agree with
For
that.
1,200, all in.
Yeah, just
your
go in.
part.
Just go in.
And then
That's,
you know,
That's true,
1200
you were
my
gonna buy
part.
it.
is
yeah,
1200, yeah,
your
right.
part, and then 1,200 him.
I
No
got other
problem.
things I gotta pay
Justin,
for.
if you're listening, great plan.
I forgot we were still doing this.
So, yeah, I mean, it looked good on that TV. Still, it
Yeah,
still looked
no,
good.
sure it did.
Still looked good.
That's it. If you know when you get the bigger TV, I'll take that one. I like it that much.
Yeah. Also, the whole movie was like the color of that wall too. So like it really blended. It felt like it was on a bigger screen because it felt like the rest. It was just the desert.
You're the
Nah,
Outback?
you're
That's all it was.
now
I
it's
felt
just
like I was on the
bullshit.
Outback.
Now
Yeah.
you're just bullshit.
That's what I felt the whole time.
It's a
it
great
was very,
fireplace.
very
Fireplace is dope.
all encompassing. My house is very
That
desert
Childish
feeling.
Gambino poster is pretty epic. Too.
Let's do no look
no-look
rank. Go ahead. Listen, at this point, we almost have 100 movies, right?
Yeah,
No,
we're
we have
at,
So-
like 83.
We're
But
at, like,
it's
83,
almost
84.
100-ish.
Right,
Let's
you're
so we can essentially now just scale them on a scale of 1 to 100, and it'll probably rank in what we think.
I don't.
Does that make sense?
I don't know.
That's
I know.
not
What
really.
Should I rank it?
I just feel like I'm gonna put it somewhere in the middle. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Should I rank it?
Go
No-look
for it.
rank?
Go for
11.
it.
Put it at 11.
11.
Put it at 11.
Wow. Okay.
I would make
11.
out of all the movies that we've watched. There was a few that I'd be like, man, I'd really like to make that movie. But I think out of all the movies watched, this is the one that I would have liked to have made myself.
Okay.
Because I think this movie has a lot of like the kind of things I like in movies in it.
I feel I have one.
What do you got?
I'm going 18.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going 18.
Nice.
See, I don't know. I'm trying to think what I got on there. So I'm gonna go like 32. Like I know
That's a good
because we
rank,
just
actually.
have so many classics and so many great
a good
movies
rank.
that I
Out of-
love.
Out of,
like
out of 80,
it's still
that's
good.
a good ranking.
Yeah,
I went
I think
high.
this was gonna be our 84.
It's a great movie.
All right, just
I'm going
remember your
high.
numbers so we can input them later.
18.
11.
Well, we have it recorded
32.
luckily, so
Yeah, luckily we'll listen to this.
We don't know that.
it's true. I'm
I
not
don't know if
listening.
it worked.
Hello.
Does it work?
That sounds terrible.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the next movie, Jake? Or
I
do you
was-
not want to do it?
No, I was gonna say. I was gonna kind of open up for a little discussion because there was a movie that had a
discuss shit,
very much, almost like my answer to this movie, like a very similar tone. Without saying too much, don't say much about the movie. I was gonna say it's Pig, but don't say
I
why
haven't
because
seen
if he
Pig.
hasn't, oh, you haven't seen Pig.
I've never seen Pig.
You haven't seen Pig.
Ooh.
Because the other option was gonna be a Korean gangster action movie called The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil.
When you say
I've
action
been
movie,
talking-
what kind of action are we talking? Like,
Like
Action.
there's car
What do you mean, like-
chases, there's shootouts, there's fights.
okay.
Just a bunch of fuck scenes.
I haven't seen Pig though. I heard that's good. I'll watch either one of those.
You want
Okay,
something-
now
You want something similar in tone, or do you want more
I think we should go different
of a
tone.
Korean
I think we should
action?
different tone.
Because
now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Pig Nicolas Cage looking for his pig?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
that sounds great.
Whatever. It's your pick.
we'll get there
You've never
eventually.
seen Next?
No.
You've never seen Next?
I've never seen Next.
That might be worth watching.
That's like a That's like a how did this get made movie.
Can we have like a Nicolas Cage month?
We should.
Oh man,
we should.
We should.
How
That'd be
about this?
fun.
I just thought about this because
That'd
you
be
said
fun.
that. How about whatever birthday month you get, you can pick every movie that month,
oh wow.
and it can be movies we've seen or
Oh,
not. No matter what it
wow.
is, you get to pick a movie.
My issue there is I'm October, so that's kind of our Halloween month.
All right, you can pick another month you want. That any other month.
I could do like
everyone can have a month.
I could do
You could do
November or
January.
something.
do January. January's not.
January.
Who gives a shit about January?
Okay.
Doesn't
Well,
exist.
what are your months? I don't remember.
Mine's September.
Yeah, you're September. You're November, right?
Mm-hmm.
November.
So pick like June. So we can mix it up.
September,
Telling him
November.
what to pick.
All right, whatever.
January would make sense because then it's like every other has a theme. Because if you're September, it's Schwartz month, and it's Halloween month, then it's Anthony month, and
And
it's Christmas
Christmas
month,
month.
and it's Jake month.
Oh my.
All right, I guess this is something we're doing in like
Love
in
this.
9 months
Let's
from now.
Switch it up. No, today's
But-
January.
Yeah, today's January.
You're January.
Oh well,
You get to
I
pick
was
the rest
thinking
of
the
the
ones that like air.
Yeah, we probably have to go from here on
Um,
out.
Yeah,
We probably have to go from here on out. Whoever your birthday month was.
'Cause I don't know
your
what
month.
this one would be airing on specifically.
Yeah,
I'd have
let's
to
just
look
wait
at the
that.
calendar.
We'll start with me because I'm
figure it
Gotta do math.
September.
All right. Well,
We'll get to that.
Do you want to
eventually.
pick a movie, or should
Yeah.
we just
What
end
movie
it?
are we doing?
Yes, we're gonna do the Gangster, the Cop, the Devil. We'll mix up the tone.
Alright.
I've been wanting to do this one. I'll come back to pick. We'll
Back to
What's
revisit
it
Korean,
on?
Korean movies.
You might have to rent it,
I don't know.
or
Okay.
it's on
What
like
year is
It's
it might be
on
on.
the
It might be on
interwebs.
AMC Plus.
What years?
I think 2019.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm out. Just kidding.
The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil. Watch it.
Shout out to the Big Cat.
Meow.
Shout out to